Alrighty. I didn't forget to mute myself this time. Yay. Wait, did I? Okay, yeah. Alright, cool. But I decided to do this again of some found footage analog horror videos. We are going to be reacting to the Muldoon logs. And I found the YouTuber that has a playlist of all the analog horror videos that they've been making. So far, there's 12 of them. They're all about close to 20 minutes long each. I'm excited. September 1991. Favorite observation subject Velociraptor. Recorded by Robert Muldoon. Everyone's favorite game warden.
Robert Muldoon, game warden, Isla Nublar. Feeding procedure for Velociraptor anteropis. The date is September 1st, 91.
I just want to say this right off the bat. This looks amazing. Like, from the snippet I saw, it already looked great. But, like, this already looks phenomenal.
Standing here at the raptor enclosure prior to the evening feeding cycle, I will now document the feeding process, which I think is not as efficient as I would like. There are still many things that need smoothing out, but I want to keep it professional and objective in this log. Here, at the entry gates, we have a staggered system whereby doors can only be opened once further doors have been locked, similar to the double doors of a walk-through aviary in any zoo.
I mean, that's smart. You want to make sure you have a set of doors closed before you venture further.
Escaping. The birds in here, however, won't just escape, they'll gut you to death. But like I said, the system needs refining. As it stands currently, only selected carnivore handlers and myself are permitted to feed the raptors. Let me show you how that's done.
Okay.
The authorized handler will use his swipe card to enter the buffer enclosure with a live animal, usually a cow. We've tried feeding the raptors beef, lamb, chicken, pig, you name it, but they won't touch the stuff. They need living prey because they want to hunt. They want to coordinate and take down a live animal. So we've resorted to bringing in a cow or a goat once every 3 days or so. The handler will lead the cow into this enclosure. This buffer enclosure is double fenced.
So this is interesting because this is different. This is definitely different from the movie, because in the movie you do see them feeding cow to the velociraptors in their little confinement. So the way that they fed them was lowering the cow by like a crane into the enclosure. So this is the process before that, then, before they went to that.
With a steel barricade internally, and then a 10,000-volt electric fence externally, mounted on concrete slabs which extend 10 feet underground to prevent the raptors digging.
I mean, that's smart.
The enclosure, as you can see, is fortified on both sides and from above to prevent the raptors leaping, because they're astonishing jumpers, easily clearing 10 feet plus.
That we know of.
Now, this is the actual feeding enclosure. And again, the handler uses his swipe card at the scanner to open the gates like so.
The slow motion of the hand kills me.
This pen opens up to the Velociraptor exhibit that visitors will see on the tour once the park is up and running. So that means where I am standing now is the rear of the Raptor exhibit, out of sight from the Explorer tour track. I personally don't think any child visiting this park should see a 6-foot reptile eviscerating a poor cow, and that's why we feed them away from public eyes.
I think it builds character.
Once the cow is brought into this pen, the handlers exit, locking this gate, and then proceed out the buffer enclosure. It is only once both gates have been closed and the handler is safely behind 2 locked gates that the raptors are permitted to enter this enclosure and feed.
Oh?
This fence, as well as the electric
I heard something
fence
roar
beyond,
in the background.
slide open, and the raptors enter where I am currently standing. For obvious reasons, I will not open this gate. But that is essentially the gist of how we currently feed the raptors here, while the construction of the raptor pen a little further away reaches completion, and we transport.
Oh, that makes sense then. So this was temporary. So this is something they did well, obviously, I don't know. I'm just saying based on like this is a before the events of the movie. So this was a temporary cage that they had to feed them before they made the pen, which is what we see later on in the film. Okay.
Brought the pack there. Now, if we look out into the raptor enclosure, there are 5 female animals in here. We bred 8 originally, and then 2 more were cloned on Sauna, but 1 did not survive transport to the park, leaving 1 big one to join the pack in here. When she came in, she took over the pride, killing half the original brood. Just 4 days ago, the big one killed a smaller raptor. So I'm always watching her.
Always watching
Any of them right now, and that's probably because they are nocturnal animals, as are a lot of predators today. I've had many discussions with John about feed timing and whatnot, and possibly switching to nocturnal feeding, as daytime may cause stress and agitated behaviors.
Ooh, I hear sounds.
The last thing we want is an agitated velociraptor, believe me. And on that note, that completes.
You don't want
this
any
log of the
agitated
feeding
dinosaur
procedures
at all.
What the? Is that another? Shit.
Wait, what was
so
that?
As I doc.
Wait.
What the? Is that another?
What is that? Like, is that supposed to be another raptor or like a carcass?
Shit.
Just very casual. Shit.
So as I documented earlier this afternoon, another raptor was killed.
It was a raptor. Okay, it was a raptor's dead body.
Chopper, which was a disaster. She sustained a massive laceration to her underside and bled out. My guess is the big one took her out, but the enclosure cameras didn't catch it. There's only so many cameras you can place across an enclosure the size of several football fields covered in dense vegetation.
Is them dropping in another raptor?
The surveillance footage from last night, after the dead raptor was removed, only raised more questions. I noticed the remaining 3 females being very busy, but I couldn't spot the big one. Anyway, another one down. 4 remaining raptors. I'll document the raptor pack dynamics tonight. They're bound to change after another member dies.
Such a beautiful creature. Terrifying creatures, but still very beautiful.
They go at the fence every night, never attacking the same place twice. They test the fences for weaknesses systematically. They learn and they remember.
They're looking for the weak spots. They're looking for exploits. That's how they work. Oh. Prolonged eye contact.
That big one is a real problem. She's costing Hammond hundreds of thousands. When she was introduced, the dynamics of the pack changed significantly. Dominant from the start and absolutely lethal to any raptor that did not fall in line. She shows extreme intelligence, even problem-solving.
Oh, she's making eye contact with you.
That one, when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out. She doesn't test the fences anymore. She watches the others do it for her. They obey her completely. She directs them. I've seen that look before in lions and wolves, but not in reptiles. It's not instinct. It's something else.
It's murderous intent. That's what it is. She's thinking 1,001 ways on how to eviscerate you with her claws.
She's making plans at the moment, and the other raptors are awaiting instructions. This is the big one in the back. And now that they know there's something in the feeding enclosure, we might get to see what I came here for.
Oh.
Their communication is far more advanced than reptiles of today. There's verbal cues and sounds, but there's also eye movements and tail twitches. One thing about the big one is she's fairly stoic in her communication style. She's aggressive when she wants to be, but is not as animated.
I wonder if she's
as
gonna
the
go
others.
after the cage because he's
She'll
in there
stand
watching
still
them.
and stare directly into your eyes for hours. The others I describe as more bird-like in their behavior, with erratic movements. Oh, here we go. She's chosen one of them, and they're off.
Such a bright light. You think they would care or react to it? Oh my god! Jesus!
These two.
Jesus Christ! No, that's not okay.
The big one.
I was not ready for that.
Quite obedient to her. But where did she go?
Oh, like she's gonna be on top of the cage.
That's what she does. She gives out orders and then sits back and watches.
Jesus.
And these two clowns do her bidding.
She's the alpha. First, we're gonna do what the alpha said. Oh! Oh!
Shit. I've never seen one of them in.
I knew it! I knew one of them was gonna go after the cage. I called it. It just makes sense. He was distracted. I knew it. I called it. I knew one of them was gonna hit the cage. And she turned into fried chicken. Oh my god.
Contact with the fence for such a long time. Jesus Christ, I think she fried herself. You were here to distract me. Clever girl.
Ah, he said the thing. He said the thing. He said the thing. He said clever girl. Oh.
The following morning, the
Did he
big
shoot them?
one and her two remaining minions were tranquilized so that our vets could enter the enclosure and inspect the raptor's injuries.
Oh. I should have just assumed that they tranquilized them, not shot them. Night night. Off to Dreamland you go.
She sustained third-degree burns to all four limbs and lacerations to her mouth before being hurled some 40 feet away from the electric fence. She smelled of charred meat. Consequently, she died. This raptor in particular was far younger than the others. My guess is the big one picked on her specifically to test another region of the electric fence. This one mustn't have had the experience that the other raptors had and couldn't manage to execute the task without frying herself in the process. I would almost feel sympathy
Process
for her
of elimination, that's
if I
what it
didn't
is.
have an obsessive need to have them all destroyed before one of them eventually figures out how to escape their enclosure. The sedated raptors were moved from this enclosure to a far more reinforced pen. Unfortunately, that
Which is the
wasn't
pen we see in the
without
movie.
another casualty.
Oh wait, what's happening? Oh, gunshots. There's gunshots. That's just the first video. That I like that. I thought the jump scare unnecessary, but great nonetheless. When you tranquilize the raptors, Raptor Pack will remember this. You're so right. It's not even funny. Yeah, they will remember this. They're gonna they're calculating all the ways that they can kill you. It is interesting, like how the narrative pacing of this is. It just like I don't know. There's something very soothing about whoever's doing the voice for Muldoon here. So first video, I'm invested fully now. I was invested before. I was fully invested before, but now I'm like even more.